Hello and welcome to this extra erratic episode of DWN Productions THC Podcast, sponsored by Fast Custom Shirts here at boygob.com. Maybe I might put it up there. We'll see. Who knows? But we're here live now, and maybe you are too. I see Zach is. Appreciate you, man, for sure. If you stay around till the end of the show, you may have a chance to win a fantastic DVD. But as you can see, Joe is not here today because he is sick. Got a text from Joe yesterday. Very excited. Wow, this isn't focusing for shit. Very excited. And he said, "Oh man, I can't wait to talk about this festival I went to yesterday." And I said, "Joe, I can't wait for you to talk about this festival you went to yesterday tomorrow." And it was a holistic market. That sink in for a minute. Okay, maybe a couple seconds. And then think about what I just said before that. Joe's sick. Of course you are, Joe. You went to a fucking holistic market. Probably the most unhealthiest place on earth next to McDonald's. You went and surrounded yourself with a bunch of fucking sick people who aren't taking medicine, hoping, please, hoping that shoving rocks up their asshole will cure them of their ailments. Well, Joe, I hope you get better soon. And I hope you bought a bunch of rocks to shove up your asshole to cure the sickness. Wow, this is a very why is it doing this? Very weird. And I got to keep doing this like it's going to focus, go back and forth. Fucking dumb. Anyways, hopefully we will have a regular show tomorrow, not that garbage ass cartoon, but a show where Joe and I are together talking about movies, both in focus. But we will see. Anyways, thank you for checking this one out. My week has been pretty fucked, as you've seen, or may not, or maybe I've heard last week. I was sick as a motherfucker, man. It got worse the next day. It was all just kind of sinus shit at first. Excuse me, Christ. And then the next day it just all sunk down and went into my chest. So I went to the old same day clinic because I've been putting off getting a doctor and putting it off because I think, oh, if I don't get a doctor, nothing will happen to me. Well, unfortunately, that's not the way life works. Anyways, went to the same day clinic, and the nurse listened to my back, and the way she was like, "Oh Christ," and then she got all the way to the other side of the fucking room. Oh, I'm very, very concerned. We're gonna put you on the most hardcore penicillin. That man, this fucking goddamn blurriness is really fucking me up, and it sucks that this camera doesn't have like a focus or anything on it. But yeah, she fucking skedaddled to the other side of the fucking room with a quickness. Said, "We're gonna put you on some fucking hardcore penicillin. This is like the strongest shit we got. And if you don't feel any better, at least if this wheezing doesn't go down in 24 hours, we're going to have to hook your fat ass up to a nebulizer, which is a special device that gets medicine directly to your lungs, I guess." Needless to say, I did not have the nebulizer, but I still have about 5 days left on these antibiotics. This is the first day that I feel like I'm actually coming through to the other side, not like, "Oh, thank fuck, I'm finally gonna die," but getting over this sickness. This was a fucking rough one for sure, man. Uh, after I went to that clinic, the next 4 or 5 days were fucking rough. I tried to get back into the shop Thursday, did for like an hour, it's like, "Nope, this ain't fucking happening." Did a little excuse me, did a little more on a Friday, Saturday a little bit more, and today I got done what I needed to. Still not fucking caught up, sorry everybody, but shit happens, but, it's going, so appreciate everybody with their patience and all that shit, and, slowly getting better. But enough about my bullshit. Let's take care of a little business from last week, man. I gotta fucking just not pay attention to how blurry this shit's fucking getting and just fucking keep on keeping on. But yeah, last week, Joe and I, mostly I, talked about a very worst of the worst piece of shit fucking hot garbage ass fucking movie, and some personal insults were thrown in there, and thinking about it, that wasn't cool, wasn't necessary, so I want to apologize for that. Not gonna apologize for saying how fucking garbage the movie was, but the personal attacks, I don't know the fucking guy. He could be a nice guy. He could donate all his extra time and money to save fucking cancer puppies and shit. I don't fucking know. So sorry for the personal attacks, but the movies are fucking garbage. No, he didn't contact me or Joe. No, nobody contacted me or Joe. Just thinking about the shit, I felt kind of bad about it. I know if Joe was here, he'd say, "Oh, shut the fuck up. You're too nice. Fuck him and the horse he fucked." But as for me, I did honestly feel bad about that shit. And there was no reason to throw the personal attacks and all that shit out there. It's just it's very I'm not offended by much, but the level of the filmmaking and just the slapdashery and bullshittedness is just very offensive to people who make movies and shit, and just fucking garbage. But enough of that shit. Let's get to what we're here for today. Talk about three movies from Wild Eye slash Visual Vengeance. As you might remember, I got a stack about yay high from Rob. He said, "Hey, you fat bitch." He didn't say that, but I am. He said, "Hey, you fat bitch, take whatever you want off the table. Like Olive Garden, when you're here, your family." So, uh, I took what I thought was a lot. I think he was expecting me to take more, but again, I felt bad taking the amount that I did, but I do appreciate it. And now we will talk about some of those because it's going to be a wild summer. And it fell on the ground. First one, LA Age Jabber. With a title like that, it has to be fucking wild, right? Not really. The movie plays it pretty safe. It's not the wild as fuck, exploitation movie that a fucking movie with the title LA Age Jabber would lead you to think that it is. But it was okay. You just gotta know going in, this is a shot on video movie from the early 90s. So it's even if they cleaned it up, which I'm sure they did, it's hard to watch. The picture quality is just so poor, like fucking some of the worst I've seen. However, I did get used to it as it went on. I'm not the biggest shot on video guy, even though all my movies that I made were shot on video. The first one, Race War, definitely was because we actually used the fucking mini tapes to record that shit on. The other two were on fucking drives. Pretty sure that's still technically shut. No, it's not, 'cause it's not a videotape. So the other two were digital movies, I guess you would call them. Maybe, I don't know. I was never the fucking technical one. I was just the guy with the ideas and everything but the technical aspects, I guess, including catering and transportation. Anyways, LA Age Jabber is the story of a I don't want to say disturbed, because before he finds out that he has AIDS, spoiler alert for what I was about to say just after this, uh but 19-year-old kid, he's about to make out and get his fuck on in a car with his girlfriend, but he's complaining about abdominable snowman pains. And he goes to the doctor and he finds out that he has AIDS. And that's the straw that breaks the camel's back in his mind. And I don't want to, I guess, yeah, you can call it a rampage. He goes on a rampage, infecting people who he feels have wronged him with the AIDS virus that he is inflicted with. He goes around just jabbing them and giving them AIDS. He has a hypodermic needle, sucks his own blood out, and runs up the fuckers and goes, "Pocket sand." But instead of pocket sand, it's a needle full of AIDS blood. Um, and it's that and this 50-50 you follow him, and then 50-50 you follow the cops who are trying to track him down. So it's more or less a cop drama. And it's not a horror movie. It's not really an exploitation movie. I guess the best way to put it would be drama. It's like a shot on video drama, which is a weird fucking thing to say because I can't say most, but because who knows what the fuck else is out there. Don't Play With Me Part 2 isn't a fucking horror movie. And if you haven't seen that shit, go find Don't Play With Me Part 2. That's one of my favorite fucking bad movies ever. Shit's great. But anyways, back to LA Age Jabber. There's not much more to it. I won't give it away. The ending, the old Henry ending, which I'm pretty sure you can fucking see coming a mile away. But it was all right. I just that picture quality, man. Holy shit. Uh if you're interested in it, Visual Vengeance slash Wild Eye put it out on Blu-ray. I mean, it's probably just on Blu-ray because that's what people are buying now. Not a whole lot of people are buying DVDs, honestly. Not a whole lot of people are buying fucking Blu-rays, but if they would have put this shit on 4K, there would have been riots in the goddamn streets. Anyways, the fucking disc itself is packed. It's directed by Uncle Anwar from Blood Diner. I forget the dude's name. I want to say Drew Goddard, but I'm pretty sure that is a totally different person. But it might be. It comes with a bunch of shit. It's got like these little goofy ass VHS stickers. You get a poster. You get a little booklet. Your reversible cover with the original art in there from the VHS. And the disc is loaded with shit. For a movie of this quality, they really fucking went out on it. You got a commentary track, which I didn't listen to. I mean, with a movie like this, I don't know what the fuck really there is all to say. But I did listen to the interview with the director. He said he specifically made it so it wasn't offensive. Like he didn't want to make it with like a gay dude because people might think that was a fucked up thing to do. Like, let alone making a movie about a guy running around jabbing motherfuckers with an AIDS needle isn't a fucked up thing to do. But Yeah, he just kind of talks about it a little bit, how he casts the actors out of a some fucking non what is it, non-union magazine in LA had back in the time. And then for some reason, there's an interview on there with Jackie Kong, probably because she worked with the guy for maybe a fucking day. Dude wasn't in Blood Diner that fucking long, but that interview is all right. Uh there's a lot of shit on there for sure. There's a bunch of interviews with fucking actors that I didn't give a fuck about because again, there's not a whole hell of a lot to this movie. Sure, it's okay, but it's not like one of those that you got to get into the weeds and learn the technical aspects and all that shit. But for this movie, it's a solid release, probably the best release there's ever gonna be. If you're interested, I think it's on Tubi to watch for free. If you're a hardcore shot on video fan, then you'll probably dig the fuck out of this release. So go ahead and buy it. But if you're on the fence, I don't know. Just know it's not that wild ass exploitation movie, and you can check it out on fucking Tubi for free. I'm pretty sure. Because who knows when the fuck you're watching this shit? They could have took the motherfucker off by now. But LA Age Jabber, it was all right, man. It was all right. Uh Black Holler. This is another one I watched. This is not Visual Vengeance. This one is just straight up Wild Eye releasing. This one is about a group of students that go on a extracurricular school trip, and they end up in a fight for their life because the woods are alive and they're trying to get them. Where have you heard of this before? Uh, this one was pretty good. I liked it. It's a goofy comedy, horror elements, but it's definitely a comedy. The uh the title card that opens the movie says "For Tom," so I appreciate you guys making this movie for me. Thank you. And I enjoyed it. Uh it's Evil Dead-esque, kinda, sorta. Kinda, sorta, but not really. It's just a really goofy movie. The main character is a black lady. She does a very good job, and then the rest are a bunch of honkies, and they make fucking black jokes and all that shit. But it all comes together with one message at the end. So all the stuff is leading up, or all the racial jokes and stuff is leading up to something. So it's not just like, oh, we're just going to bag on her the whole time for the way she was born, tee hee, because it's 1980. But she did a great job. She was probably one of the best actors I've ever seen in a Wild Eye movie for sure. And this is probably one of the best Wild Eye movies I've ever seen. If you like goofy fucking no budget for sure, it's Wild Eye. You already fucking know that shit. If you like goofy, no budget movies, check this one out for sure. It's worth giving your time to. Just know it's a Wild Eye movie, so know what the fuck you're getting into. And don't let me fucking hype up your expectations and you go into it thinking you're going to get this fucking masterpiece. Pardon me. But yeah, it's an okay, pretty good movie, worth your time if you're into these kind of things. Uh, Look at the disc, slip cover, as you know, don't give a fuck about those. This makes it look like it's some fucking killer black lady chopping up honky movies. Definitely not that. Open it up. They got a poster in there too. That was awfully sweet of them. Not reversible artwork, but there's a picture of the cast and shit in there. There is I think there was some special features on here. I didn't dig into them because again, nothing really technical that you need to learn from this movie. Maybe the commentary track would be a fun to listen to the cast and crew hang out because it seemed like it you could tell some of these movies that the fucking cast and crew are having a fun time making it. So maybe it's an entertaining commentary track. Maybe one day I will go back and listen to it, but not today, motherfucker. However, I would recommend checking out the movie. Not sure where you can watch it besides picking up the Blu-ray from them. But if you're interested, scour, go to fucking Google, type in where the fuck can I watch Black Holler? And probably don't type fuck in there because then you'll get a bunch of explicit search results, I'm sure. But yeah, you can do your own fucking digging. You're an adult, hopefully, and find out where to watch it. I enjoyed this shit. We got one more. Two more, actually, because this is a special Blu-ray that comes with two movies. It's called first one's called Blood of the Chupacabras. It wasn't originally titled that. Can't remember what the fuck it was originally titled. But what the fuck was this one about? Treasure hunters, right? Yeah. There's again another shot on video thing. Like all these are shot on video, shot on digital, whatever. Uh I want to say this came out in the early 90s. A chupacabra is terrorizing a town, but not really. People go on the hunt for Curly's gold or whatever gold treasure they were fucking looking for. And it turns out they're not really chupacabras and they're vampires. I don't fucking know. If Joe was here, he'd be able to explain this shit to you being Mexican and all, even though I'm pretty sure this chupacabra shit's Puerto Rican, but it's commendable. It's a commendable effort. Uh it just really didn't do shit for me. I got a couple laughs, but unintentional for sure. But yeah, other than that, it was just mm, all right. And then it gives you the second movie as well. And this one still a little commendable, but not as much. Pretty much forget everything from the first one. It doesn't matter. In this one, a couple of bumbling kidnappers steal a rich girl, maybe. I don't know. They had money and then they didn't, but her dad's really a cop. Who fucking knows? I watched the movie and I'm not 100% sure. But then again, I was fucking sick as shit. So all these movies, besides LA Age Jabber, which I just watched yesterday, it's kind of a fucking haze. But the thing about this one, Blood of the Chupacabras 2 or Revenge of the Chupacabras, whatever the fuck they're calling it. God damn, did this fucking thing look like garbage. The monster was fucking awful, awful, awful. Could be the worst CGI monster I've ever seen in a fucking movie, which is fucked. Because it took them a lot to make this thing. There's a special feature on here that walks you through step by step what they did to make this monster, and it is so much effort, and it looks so fucking bad. It looks like fucking oh shit, it looks like some fucking bunny without its ears and Nosferatu teeth on like a fucking gargoyle's body, but the head's 2 times the size of the body. Holy shit. It looks so fucking bad. Like, don't watch the movie. It's not worth watching the movie for. Go find a clip or an image or some shit like that. Or maybe, ah, man, like both these movies, you might have a fun time watching these movies if you got some fucking friends together, and you're of legal drinking age and you got some beer and you're in a state where marijuana's legal. I think you could have an all right time watching these things, but I'll never watch them again. Again, it's got a slip cover. Don't care. There's your art. There's the back. Again, it's got these goofy little VHS type stickers. Another poster. See, not a chupacabra. It's a vampire. Then you got this little flyer. I was hoping that had that stupid fucking monster on it. But yeah, again, this is packed with special features. Uh it's got both movies and on one disc, like you can see it. I didn't even frame it up right so you can see it, and I'm not going to. Fuck you. But yeah, both the fucking movies have they're loaded with special features, both have commentaries, both have interviews, both have the making of things. Like I said, the second one has the making the monster featurette and the fucking effort they went through to make that thing. It was just like, why didn't you just make a mask in some stupid costume? That would have been that would have been at least something like, oh man. The design alone, like just put that to the side. It's garbage, but all the steps that they had to do to put this creature into the movie, so ridiculous. They actually had a guy in this no budget movie in a mocap suit, and they were fucking tracking him so they can lay the monster over top. If you're gonna do that, just make a $20 monster suit, dog. What are you guys doing? I know I'm making it sound like, "Oh, it's so funny. You gotta see this," but I'm laughing way more now telling you about this than I actually was watching the monster on screen. Me watching the monster on screen was just like a disappointment fucking thing. It wasn't the first time they show it really quick, and you're just like, "Wait, what?" And then when they show it for real, it was just like, "Oh, fuck you, man." But yeah, maybe terrible CGI monstrosities are your thing, then check that one out. Again, all of these Visual Vengeance, Wild Eye, uh I don't think they're available to buy on their website, but you can go to Amazon or wherever people buy DVDs and Blu-rays and physical media these days. I'm sure it will be there. But speaking of Blood of the Chupacabras, we were running a contest simultaneously on the YouTube and Facebook page, DWN's Terrible Horror Crap Podcast on Facebook and Boy Gob on YouTube. So if you're not on the Facebook page and you got Facebook, go follow that. Otherwise, the contest was on the community tab of the YouTube page. And the contest was hey, were you ever sexually assaulted by a chupacabra? If so, share your story for a chance to win the Chupacabra Blu-ray, which I just talked about. So there was one on YouTube, which I will go to first, and I will read these stories aloud if my phone will load. I want to say the gentle fellow's name who did the YouTube one, which nothing is loading now, which why would it? Who did the YouTube one was Abner Mercer, and if I his was very short, if I can remember, he said that or his story was could have been this. Like I said, it was short. All I'm gonna say is two girls, one choop. So Abner Mercer, if that was your name, which I'm not remembering, sorry. Thank you for entering. But I said it had to happen to you. And since I don't think you're one of these two girls and you're not a chupacabra because they don't fucking exist, you did not win. I'm sorry, but maybe next time. JR, he had a story about his run in with a chupacabra, and it went like so. It sucked me off. I busted so hard. I blew the back of its skull to the moon. End of story. That poor cryptid. Rest in empowerment, bud. And then Senor Brian, he had a story of his run in, his sensual encounter, if you will, with a chupacabra. And it goes as followed. In one of Anton LaVey's Satan books, there's a chapter on how to become a werewolf. Oh. So I followed the instructions to the T. You're supposed to dress vulnerable, strap some kind of animal skin on your back, go somewhere outside where you feel extra vulnerable, and whack off. Excuse me. Oh, where was I? Ah, and whack off. Then you're supposed to lift your leg and pee on a tree and howl at the moon. So I did all of this. I had my Fiesta Texas tie-dyed shirt on, my rabbit skin tied to my back bought it that I bought at Boy Scout camp? They sell shit at Boy Scout camp? I don't know. I'm not a child molester, so I never went to that shit. And made my way down to the drain ditch slash sewer in my parents' neighborhood and did the deed, which I guess was whacking off under the full moon after pissing on a tree or whatever the fuck he was talking about. After my ferocious and extra vulnerable climax, I looked over into the woods and saw a bright pair of yellow eyes fixed on me. The chupacabra had been watching my transformation. I moved towards him near a tree, lifted my leg, and peed on the tree. Then I howled at the full moon. The chupacabra howled back. I don't know what the fuck a chupacabra howl would be. Probably something like a predator. I would probably cough until the point of passing out if I tried to do that one, so it's not gonna happen. By this time, I was most definitely a full-fledged satanic werewolf. What the fuck? The bright yellow eyes moved closer to me. He kept howling. Although I had the mighty power of Satan's lycanthropy on my side, I was scared, so I ran. But the chupacabra chased me, and then I tripped like any good old werewolf in a tie-dyed shirt would. And that was when he had his way with me. It was as rough as you might think. I don't really think about getting fucked by a werewolf. Sorry, dog. I don't know how rough that would be. Wasn't that like one of the big scenes in that fucking Dracula movie, that broad getting fucked by a wolf? God damn. Where were we? Tripped. It was his when he finished, he walked away peacefully, but not before letting out one final howl of victory. It was only right that I howled back. I grabbed my magic staff. I don't know if that's his dick or not. He didn't talk about having a staff before. And I hiked back home, eagerly awaiting to encounter the world with my newfound power. I never saw the Chupacabra again, but I'm sure he still lives down there, somewhere, lying in wait. That one was pretty good. I had a good laugh at that when I first read it, and as you could see, I had a good laugh when I read it this time too. That was good. Almost great. However, you were the runner up, Brian. There was one that was slightly more erotic than your tale. And after all, that was how we were going to choose the winner of this. It was gonna be for some reason, I don't know, I'm an idiot, and I just thought this shit would be funny, which it is, but, this is the winner of the, Blood of the Chupacabras Blu-ray for the most erotic encounter with the Chupacabra, Jesus Christ. Oh, and this was by Mr. Corey, and his tale goes as follows. Is it assault if it was consensual? This thing abducted me in my slumber one night, and I awoke in a daze. I was in a field and felt as if my insides have been hollowed out. I felt a strong pressure as my abdomen as and I was in immense pain, but it felt kind of good. That sounds like a guy who has had real life experience. Happy Pride Month, buddy. Ah, I look up between my knees to see the face hovering above my body, drooling in ecstasy. I was being anally gaped by a cryptid. My first instinct was to pull away, but instead I decided to lay there until he made me. I'm not even sure what this shit is, but it's silly as fuck. What the fuck are we doing here, guys? Really? Excuse me. Oh, back to the erotic literature. My first instinct was to pull away, but instead I decided to lay there until he made me achieve a sissygasm, which I could only imagine is when a gentle fellow inserts his wiener into another gentle fellow and shit squirts out of the gentle fellow's wiener who's being inserted into. Ridiculous. Oh, fuck. When I climaxed, I couldn't help but to close my eyes, and when I opened them, I was back in my bed, and my sheets were covered in viscous, white substance. Best night of my life. Again, what the fuck are we doing with our lives? So, Corey, Joe still hasn't sent your shit out, and he's not going to. And that's why I'm sending you the blood of the Chupacabras thing. Because if it wasn't for that, Brian might have gotten it, but better luck next time, I guess. Oh shit. Uh hey, is there anybody watching live who would like a DVD of Flesh City? If so, let me know if you would like the DVD. If you're in the continental US, I'm not shipping this shit outside and spending $20 so you can get this fucking movie. But if you'd like that Flesh City DVD, tell me why in the comments, and at the end of this, I will pick the best one, I guess. So yeah, there's that piece of business. What do we got left? Oh yes, the list for this week. So for this special list, I decided to do 5 things I wasn't able to do while I was sick. Mr. JR, this would be a free movie that I would send whoever would want it. Just let me know why you want it, because yesterday I clearly said this is not a fucking good movie. So here are the top 5 things I was not able to do last week because I was sick. Number 5 was work. Again, sorry I'm behind. Nothing I could really do about it. I tried to get shit done, but it just wasn't happening. And that sucks because I like to work and I spend way much more. I'm foreign man. I spend way more time than I should working. But that is definitely going to change, and hopefully it will be for the better. Number 4, I wasn't able to lift with my knees, you see, because if I was to squat down, I was sure again, I'm foreign man. I am sure I would shit my pants, which I don't wear. I wear shorts, and it would run all over the hardwood floors and carpeting in the house if I would attempt that. If I drop something, I'd just like have to fall over, knock into the fucking sofa, knock into the wall, and keep hitting shit like the fucking Plinketto board until I eventually fell onto the ground to where I was able to pick it up. And then I would have to do like log rolls, bumping into shit in reverse, trying to get myself back up just so I wouldn't put any pressure on my anus. Number 3 would be, all right, Brian, sure. Since you're the runner up, I'll give you the fucking DVD. So that settles that. Send me a fucking message, and yeah, I'll send it over to you. What is this? Yeah, that's fucking great. You guys can have sex with each other at the bus stop or whatever. The fucking text is too small for me to read. But number 3, what I couldn't do was second guess. Second guess what? The urge to shit, because I'm still not shitting solid, guys. It's not as liquid as it was at the beginning of this sickness, but it is definitely not what one considered solid. You know, sometimes you're there and you're just like, oh, my stomach hurts, but it's probably just gas. I don't think I have to run to the bathroom right now. With this sickness I had, There was no room for error with second guessing. I better waddle my fucking ass to the bathroom and pray that I fucking made it, because there was a couple times that I might not have. And there was one time that I definitely did squirt some into my boxers as I was pulling my pants down right at the toilet. Number two. This one actually did make me squirt in my pants. Sorry, shorts a little bit. And that would be when I coughed a little hard, slashed, or if I blew my nose a little hard. If I was gonna do some good coughing or some good nose blowing, I uh I better have been on the toilet when I did it, because there would have been a fucking mess. For the fucking first few days of this sickness, my asshole wasn't even opening. It was just like, you know how you piss, your penis hole just opens up, or we could. There was ladies I seen in here. They're probably all gone now with this fucking shit talk. But you know when you ever look at your fucking penis hole when you take a piss and have to move out of the way so you don't shoot yourself in the fucking face, and your penis hole opens up just a little bit so the piss can come out. That's how my asshole was, because it was just straight liquid for days. Would not recommend. And the number one thing that I could not do this week, in fear of defecating liquid matter all over the place, was jump on a trampoline or ride a pogo stick. There was no goddamn way in hell that was ever going to happen, even if I wasn't sick, because I'm an old, big, fat fucking man. That's it. Uh, Hopefully, Joe's holistic remedies work and he'll be back tomorrow and we'll have a normal episode. Thanks to everybody for checking this one out live or whenever you're watching or listening to this shit. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate everybody who checks out this fucking garbage that Joe and I do here, because after all, first and foremost, it's to get fucking Fast Custom Shirts and DWN Productions over. That's why you see all the names and shit there, and why we have DWN Productions, Fast Custom Shirts on the border, because it helps promote our shit. It is what it is. But secondly, it is to entertain like-minded people who like to laugh at this goofy bullshit and just hang out with people who fucking kind of think the same way, or whatever the fuck this is. So I greatly appreciate you guys fucking checking this shit out and everything. I see the same names over and over again, and I greatly appreciate you guys checking this shit out. If you are on fucking YouTube watching this shit, smash the like button, pick the pieces up, shove it up your ass. I want to tell you to spread the word, let people know this, but I mean, come on. I don't even tell my friends about podcasts and shit I listen to. I'm like, oh, you have to check out this podcast. It's so fun. They don't give a fuck. Maybe you know somebody who will spread the word, or don't. It's whatever. But DWNProductions.net, mask bust props, all my art shit, teehee. Go check it out. I'm behind. I'd love to take your fucking orders, but it's going to take a while. So if you want to, cool. If you don't, fuck you. FastCustomShirts.com. Literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shirt designs, all at reasonable prices. Not sure if Joe raised the prices on the website. I know he did in person. But still, you go to fucking places now and it's like fucking $25, $30 a shirt. You're paying half that at Fast Custom Shirts, and better quality too. Made in America, by hand by somebody you know, somebody you like. Maybe you love them. It is June after all. And yeah, dwmproductions.net, fastcustomshirts.com. Again, thank you. I appreciate it. Hope everybody has a better week than I did last week. I hope I have a better week than I had last week. Enjoy your life. Try and be happy. Spend time with those who are important to you. Quit worrying about the fucking bullshit. We're only here for a little while. Boy, God.